Hello everybody and welcome to my garden. I'd love to give you a walkthrough and a status update on how everything is growing. I'll give you a hint, it's late July and things have been a little rough. I'm actually going to show you in my soil why I think that is and what my plans to solve that are. And then after I show you all the beautiful things that I'm growing in this garden, I'd love to take you to my hillside that I've been working on and show you all the things that I've been growing there. So let's go take a look. So starting out with one of my favorites, you have my cucumber trellis. This is the newest trellis design. I'm just using a basic welded wire arch, and these are all of my cucumber plants with their beautiful cucumber blossoms. You can see I do have some baby cukes growing, and so far I have picked one cucumber off of this plant. It did pretty rough for a long time, about maybe even a whole month, and then all of a sudden, after the crazy weather died down a bit, here we go. There's a cucumber. There's one. After the crazy weather died down a bit, they finally started to come to life. And you can see how some of these cucumber plants here are just so far behind. On one side, I have my Persian cucumber plants. And then on this side, I have two different varieties of pickling cucumber plants. And then another plant that seems to be doing fairly well are my zucchini plants. I actually had to replace 4 of the plants that I planted. The 2 giant ones are the ones that I've done from seed, and then the outside zucchini plants are the ones that I ended up getting from the store. And I am hopefully going to be trellising these zucchini plants once I get enough vine on them. And I have not harvested any zucchini plants. We do have some flowers growing. And we do have some little baby zucchinis growing, as you can see. But this is the most zucchini plants that I've ever grown, and I do expect to get a pretty big harvest in the next few weeks. There's not much to talk about in my tomato garden. My tomato plants have not been doing very well. They have plenty of sunlight, they have plenty of water, but like I said, my soil has some issues that I'll show you in a minute. And these are all store-bought tomato plants because all the ones I planted from seed died. These are all of my pepper plants. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pepper plants. And there was a time where I actually thought that they were all dead. And I was surprised to see that they were all still growing. And then I have one more in a seed tray that I'm holding out on. I think that these pepper plants might be so far behind that I might not really get peppers this year, but I do enjoy trying to grow as many things from seed. So even if I do fail, it is a lesson learned. This is my cherry tree that needs badly repotted. These 2 are my lemon trees that need badly repotted as well. And then I just have some basil and some other things that I've planted randomly that have also been doing fairly poorly. I do water regularly. They do get plenty of sunshine. Let's go ahead and show you one of the things that I've been battling in my garden. So I do live in Western Pennsylvania, so some of you already know what my problem is. I did put down some topsoil and I did put down some mulch. Oh boy, wow. It's no guess what my problem is. I have told so many people that I could open up a pottery barn in my backyard. This is hardly what I would call dirt. This is clay, and it's very easy to tell that it's clay because I could literally make a snowman out of my dirt. Look how pliable, how not crumbly this clay is. I can bounce it around like a ball in my hands. And so my solution for having this thick clay is that next year I'm going to be doing much more with raised garden beds. I'm going to pretty much raise everything up. I am going to keep putting dirt down. I am going to keep putting mulch down because I would like this ground to be more harvestable, whatever proper word that is, gardenable. But just look, it just rips in half. It's not crumbly. It's very wet. So whenever it was raining, the plants were just getting so much water in their roots. They were turning yellow. They were wilting. And these seedlings that I planted did not want to survive. So it took about 2 seconds to show you what my problem is. And my solution is to get above the clay, get more dirt in, get more mulch in, and use raised garden beds. So let's move on to the bonus section. I have planted a bunch on this hillside here and on this small terrace, and I plan on doing this side over here and this side over here in the future. But what I have now is I have some basil plants that will die off and I'll need to plant every year. And then I have some red currants and a bush that I got from Home Depot that is a mix of a gooseberry and something else I honestly forget. I have some blackberry plants, some raspberry plants, and I need to figure out what I'm going to do with trellising, because even though the deer are eating some of these down, some of them are getting pretty long and they are falling over, and I would like them to be more upright if possible. You can definitely see that happening here as well. I've got everything planted, I've got everything growing, but I haven't really started managing them very well. But this terrace right here, I really love the idea of having a hill that I have assorted wildflowers on, the rain coming down, and then as the rain falls down the hill, it'll land here, and hopefully this terrace will hold a little bit of water. I definitely need to remulch, but I have some blueberry plants that are pretty sad. They need some TLC, they need some love. And then I have some strawberry plants that Gus the groundhog loves to nibble on. And you can see I have some strawberries growing right here. And my goal, since this is the first year I have these strawberry plants, is to let these runners go wild. And I want to replant them on this hillside so that I'll have runners covering the hillside in the future. So this is the second year in a row in which I had a lot more unexpected difficulties. All I can say is that learning to garden takes a good bit of time. Just because you may seem behind the curve doesn't mean that you're doing a poor job. A lot of the people that I compare myself to are buying their plants already grown, but I'm trying to start mine from seed, and so they just don't do the same. I'm working on getting my seeds started earlier in a small greenhouse, so hopefully I'll be able to get the hang of things and I'll have a much more vibrant garden next year. My plan to fix this clay soil is to keep putting down more dirt, keep putting down more mulch, and I'm going to be building raised garden beds. I'm working on all of these hillsides that I have back here, and I'm pretty much making my backyard unrecognizable from when I bought it only a few months ago. I hope that all of you are having a great time gardening. I hope that all of your plants grow like crazy and give you a plentiful harvest. If you're having a hard time like me, this weather's been nuts. We've been getting no rain, we've been getting a ton of heat, so just stick to it. Try to learn as many lessons as you can. There's so many good resources and teachers here on the internet, so I hope that you maybe learned something today. I hope that you subscribe and stay tuned for future videos, and I hope that you keep having fun gardening.